1 second, we'll just get the notes up. So, why are we all here? I'm not asking that as a philosophical or religious question. There's definitely more qualified people in the room to talk about that than I am. No, what I'm asking is, why are we all here instead of doing something else? This is, albeit a lovely building, but there's surely other things that all of us could be doing. We could be socialising, we could be playing football, we could be entertaining our children, we could be cooking, we could be cleaning, or we could just be watching TV. Every single one of us has something that we would probably rather be doing than sitting in a room, but every single person here has committed to peace. And that is truly beautiful. I genuinely think that everyone here should be very, very proud of that, and I wanted to share with you a bit of a story about my own background that hopefully gives rise to a little bit of extra hope. So my family is from Northern Ireland, and when I was a child, the Troubles were still ongoing, and that meant that bombs were going off in Belfast, in London, and even in the little towns that my family came from. Peace was a fleeting idea. It could never be achieved. Luckily, people like us, all of us here today, never stopped believing in the ideal of peace, never stopped believing that actually we could all coexist, we could all be peaceful together. And as a result of our collective position, the Good Friday Agreement was signed, and that led to decades of peaceful coexistence between the Unionists and the Republicans, who are still there, the Protestants and the Catholics, who are still there. They learned to cooperate, they learned to coexist. And I mention this not specifically to draw attention to the fact that I have any sort of conflict in my background. I was really too young to appreciate that, but really why I wanted to tell the story was to show that actually, even in the darkest of circumstances, even when peace looks unachievable, hope prevails, and peace can ultimately win. War is awful, and I am genuinely saddened that anyone actually needs to stand up in front of a group and say that. Given the history of the world over the last century or so, you would hope that the message would get through, but clearly it hasn't been said enough to the right people. The impact of the lives of civilians caught in the conflict is immeasurable, especially those who tragically lose their lives in circumstances beyond their control in a war they didn't choose. And I can understand why anyone might look at that situation and be either worried or scared. So the real question then, why am I here? And I'm here for really one reason. It's because this is a peace seminar. This is a discussion on committing to peace. I was introduced as a Liberal Democrat campaigner. That means I believe in freedom and democracy. And I don't believe that either of those can exist without peace. I genuinely think there are forces at work in the world who want to see wars propagate, either for selfish reasons to do with their own wealth or their own importance, or for bigoted reasons. And I think it's vital that we show those people that enough is enough. That we, citizens of the UK and of the world, we want peace instead of war. We want prosperity instead of suffering. and we want community instead of mistrust. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because those are my ideals. This meeting embodied those principles, and as someone campaigning politically in the area, I genuinely felt it was right for me to be here. If only to let you all know that some of us actively working, actively campaigning, genuinely share ideals. And I'm very, very glad to see that other parties also came along today. Thank you for that. So, thank you very much for inviting me here today, and thank you to the audience for sitting through my thoughts. I will be sitting around for a little bit afterwards if anyone wants to come and talk to me, but thank you very much for listening.